I need to not have this little thing sticking out as well. All my frizz. You know, it's gonna be on camera today. Okay. Do you want there to be like an intro about it, whatever? I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah, we're gonna just start talking.
All right, fine. Hey.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some exciting things happening.
Some exciting things happening indeed. Yeah. Yesterday, Capsule soft launched.
Amazing.
Quietly, onboarding our first real users. We've worked with test users before, but now is the time that the product is actually ready. And yeah, it's a whole new phase of development now. We're moving from like basement hacker vibes into real product with real users. So that's
Well, congratulations.
Thank
that
you.
Must feel really satisfying. And just to clarify, is it capsule or capsules?
Capsules.
Capsules.
Yeah.
Okay. Capsules.
Yeah, it's like an encapsulated world that you enter into, an experience that comes to life as you enter it.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about it. What is Capsules? I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, Capsules really enables people to create an experience that is interactive and really emotive through their written piece. So if you have a piece of writing that has a little more meaning or weight to it, you can transform that into an animated scroll microsite, basically. And the idea here is to enable normal people to create something like the New York Times snowfall piece, or something that is just really has a lot of weight and creates an emotional experience for the reader.
Okay, so I'm picturing, I guess, a piece of, I've never seen it before. I'm picturing a piece of writing, like an article, sort of like a website with writing on it. And then as you're scrolling, you've got animation happening. Is it in the background? Is it like to the side of it?
Yeah, you have the writing on one side and you have the visuals on the other side. And it's cool because our platform basically analyzes the writing. If you don't have visual assets already, like images or videos that you want to include, it analyzes your writing and suggests a visual language, a style for your piece of writing, and you can then generate images and videos in platform that we eventually slice into the Capsule format, which is
Love it.
a unique format in itself.
Love it. So that's all proprietary.
Yeah.
And what were the sort of initial interactions, conversations that you were having with people? What sorts of people were you interacting with that really ignited this idea and kind of sowed the seeds for you to say, okay, I'm going to build something like this?
Yeah, so a little bit of the backstory of Capsules. We built this for me. I am also a writer. I publish my writing, and I was looking for something a little bit more creative and emotive than just static words on a static page to publish my pieces through. And I gained a lot of inspiration from Apple product pages, the New York Times snowfall piece that I mentioned, and we built a prototype through an N8N workflow that enabled me to publish my first piece in this way. A lot of the people who saw this piece wanted to then publish their own writing in that way, and I just never expected that response. I thought this was, yes, a beautiful thing to look at and experience, but I didn't expect for people to want to use that, to want to have something like that for themselves. So that was the point when we realized, okay, this might be a product, we can make this a little bit more accessible for other users.
Yeah. And what were you writing on before? Where were you publishing your work?
I was publishing on LinkedIn and X, and part of my thinking was also, well, I would like these platforms to not own my writing. And actually, the Capsules is a microsite that can be embedded into your own website, anywhere really.
Yeah. It's really powerful. Like, I can imagine so much potential sort of equipping like journalists, for example, and just like bloggers, that's the right word, blogists, I prefer blogists, with that visual vocabulary, which otherwise would be an entire exercise in its own for them to write the story and then find the visuals to accompany it. But it's all as you encapsulated in this one process, which sounds incredible. It really resonates with me because I do a lot of writing myself, and I've recently started writing on Medium and have considered like Substack as well. I have found it incredibly reductive and two-dimensional as well, because I'm a very visual person and I write poetry and I write short pieces, and they're always so intensely rooted in an incredibly visually rich moment for me. It sounds like the exact thing that I would use.
You mentioned earlier in our conversation that you actually have specific images and visuals in your mind when you're writing the poem, and that you just don't know how to bring those visuals to life.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Capsules is for and does.
Yeah, totally. And most importantly, I don't want it to feel super generative, and I want to be able to have control over, I know we were talking about this briefly before, but I want to be able to tweak the overall aesthetic. There are a lot of generative video softwares out there, and I think I just love the idea of it being a kind of end-to-end process of language or written language and visual, and that sort of being enough rather than you having to perfect each element separately in its own right.
Yeah. And that's basically the process. Most people start with a finished piece of writing, they go in platform. Some people have visual assets like a little bit of imagery or even style references they want their piece to embody, and then with that or without that you can create images and videos for specific parts of your writing, a paragraph, which we call in platform a scene. And the platform can split your writing automatically into scenes, but you can also do that manually. So there is a lot of creative freedom, but if you're not quite there, there is also a lot of guidance. Which that was really important to me when I built this out. I come from more of a creative background, so I have strong creative ideas, strong creative visions. However, this is not everybody, and my goal here is really to let the platform be a creative director for people who are not there, who have a piece of writing, but they don't know how to visualize that. And they need guidance and help in that process, and the platform can really take you through that process. And I want to make that process also not painful, but fun and inspiring, and like you are actually learning and your creativity is being provoked within that. Like you're gaining ideas from what the platform is showing you or coming up with. Yeah, that's really the goal.
And developing your own sense of taste through using it, right? Which is the most important thing that we should be doing right now for our creativity and in general. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, which is actually a really important topic, because what does it even mean to be creative in this day and age when AI can generate everything for you? Then how is your own creativity being influenced, or what does it even mean? What is your own creativity within that?
Yeah, and I think there's also a lot to be said within this topic, and we could talk about this for hours. I almost didn't even want to bring it up. But personally, as somebody who writes and somebody who creates, I've been asking myself this question so much, and I'm sure you have too, and this is why you've built Capsules, right? Based on what you've said, it's what does creativity mean, and how can we hone it and refine it and make it our own rather than generic in an AI-enabled world. And I think, for me at least, and I think Capsules is really awesome because it enables this process, is how can we actively cultivate it routinely rather than it being an impulse thing or a specific time and place, or it just wasn't coming to me. Like, how can you really build creativity into your writing process as an author or a blogger or whoever your Capsules user is? Really embed it rather than just, I wasn't feeling creative in that moment, because given the world that we're going to be living in, it's just not really going to be enough, right? To let creativity come down to just chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think for that, it's really helpful to have whether it's a tool or a person, whatever it is, some hand-holding process set up for you?
I definitely want to use it.
Okay.
Now, I want to use it now. Can I use it now?
Yes. So we are having a lot of calls in the upcoming weeks before our hard launch, which is hopefully going to be in May, and forming like a really tight knit community of founding creators. So this community is special because there are a lot of highly skilled, quite successful people in the community who have come from a professional background and want to use this creative tool to bring whatever it is, whether it's a product launch or some work for their client to life. And this is a special time for us because we're going to be building with you, so to say. So if there are special requests or feature ideas, etc., this is really the time when there is a lot of freedom to ideate together and for the product to still be shaped. This is definitely not the final form. So yeah, it's a unique time, and we're also offering free credits and a lot free credits, a lot of benefits to our founding creators. So.
I was going to ask you, what does success look like to you for the product and for you personally, given the journey that you've been on and how big a moment this is for you, going from basement to soft launch? It's massive. But I was going to ask you, like, what success means to you over the next 3 months. What does that look like? But it sounds like you've summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, I would say a big part of success right now is creating an experience for our users that is enjoyable. Play and fun is a big part of this product. Yes, there is a really strong use case, for instance, to use capsules for product marketing. There are really strong business use cases. It definitely converts. It definitely creates momentum for whatever your writing is about. However, I want the process of creating this format for yourself to be enjoyable. And a lot of that is just in platform development. What is the user journey? What kind of challenges does the user encounter? And right now we're solving for those.
Amazing.
So.
I feel like I'm trying to visualize it because I haven't played with it yet, and I feel like it'd be really great for like children's books and education and educational content on the web, syllabus, like textbook stuff as well. Like, there's so many use cases that I'm thinking of as I'm visualizing what it would look like.
Actually we've had a few people say that they would like to use this for internal training documents within their organization. So that's an interesting one, as well as research papers. Especially scientific research tends to be so dry and just like too hard for people to read. And if there are visual aids that go along with that, if it's just like a little more fun, a little more engaging, that can go a long way.
That's so fascinating. I wonder what my thesis would have looked like if I had used it. That's so interesting. I love that idea because it can be so dry. It sounds like the possibilities are endless. I love it. What is the one message that you want to push out right now during this very exciting phase?
I recently wrote a piece about my thesis that creativity is not something that you either have or don't have. It's really our environments that enable or disable creativity. And if you are building a company, an organization, a product, a community currently, you have the opportunity to enable creativity by creating an environment that encourages taking initiative, encourages play, encourages fun, encourages wild ideas to be able to come to the surface, come to life, and be produced. And that's really what I want to build, what I aim to build, the kind of team that I aim to build, and that's what I want others to be left with and encouraged to go out and produce that.
I couldn't agree with that thesis more. It is phenomenal how much your environment can either feed or stifle creativity, and how yes, like it often is within you, but you can cultivate it just by exposing yourself to certain things, or yeah, it's a very fluid skill set essentially. I really agree with that. Yeah. Cool. This is my last question.
I thought that was your last question. What happened?
No, because I don't know if you actually want to answer this, but my last question is, do you have a long-term endpoint vision, whether that's 5, whether that's 10, whether that's 15 years, as to what this could look like? It's a tough question, but free to say.
Yeah, we have I think Capsules has the potential to be a creator platform, just like Substack, but different format, very AI native, and really built for the post-AI era.
Yeah.
And I would love to enable, for instance, creator monetization, things like that. So Capsules has the potential to move into that, and that would be really cool if Capsules was a way to enable creators.
Yeah, love that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's gonna blow the world away. I can't wait to play with it, and I can't wait to see what it becomes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for the chat.
This is so fun.
This was really fun.
Yeah, okay, just to give a little background, I don't know whether we want to share this or not, but we just met today at my co-working space here on the Presidio in San Francisco. Yeah, what's the connection? How did we meet?
How did we meet?
Why did this come to life? Why did we decide to do an on-camera conversation?
This came to life out of total serendipity and alchemy. It's a beautiful day. Let's just set the stage. It's a beautiful day in the Presidio in San Francisco, which is a nationally owned park, essentially, right? Mm-hmm. That used to be owned by the military. And you're based here for work, and I'm just visiting. And we were introduced by another friend, and I knew that we would get along instantly because we both have a real passion for storytelling, but particularly what the future of storytelling looks like and how like typical modes and mediums for storytelling are reductive, and what our personal roles are in changing them. And then of course empowering creatives and storytellers with the tools to be able to meet them at their level. And yeah, and then we got on a house on fire. We chatted Japan, we chatted matcha, we chatted about our upbringing, coming from lots of different places and calling home nowhere and everywhere. And then
you talked about storytelling and how that's really your soul's calling.
Yes.
And the way you spoke about it it could have been me. Shared what you shared, and I just saw myself talking in front of me. That was a really cool experience.
And it was really funny because we're in this co-working space. This is where we chose to meet and hang out, and we weren't sure where the talkative rooms were. Mm-hmm. So we said that we could just sit in silence and telepathically communicate. We ended up going to a room where we could talk, but as you said, when I started sharing my interests and they were so aligned with yours, it felt like we might as well have been telepathically communicating after all. So it's a very nice meet cute. Yeah.
I gotta go. I have another meeting.
Well, you run.